Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jeanelle Slade.
And I'm Jay Cohn. Race relations in Billings, the topic of discussion here in the Magic City tonight.
A culturally diverse panel focused on the race in the Magic City and beyond at a well-attended forum this evening at the Billings Public Library.
Q2's Dustin Kleeman had a chance to attend that meeting tonight and is here in studio with us now to tell us more on what was discussed. Dustin.
Good evening, Jay and Jeanelle. Billings is one of the least diverse towns in the nation. 91% of Yellowstone County is white. But that doesn't mean there isn't diversity and a discussion to be had about race. The 5 panelists talked about their experience with racism from growing up to living now in the Magic City. A key takeaway? Racism, overt or not, occurs here. From accepting racial identity to microaggression actions by people to institutional racism, the forum covered a number of topics.
The racism toward Native Americans is what's most apparent in my experience since I've been living here in Montana.
You hear these little things, these comments. You could walk into a room and people just don't realize it and they say, hey, look, we're having a powwow. Things like that. Little tiny comments, oh, here come the Indians, we're not going to get tipped at a restaurant.
You know, the comments, the being followed around in stores. I've been told to go back to Mexico more times than I can even care to count. It just makes me almost laugh at this point because it's so nonsensical.
Part of what makes, I think, racism so difficult today for so many people, where you do have these microaggressions, is that racism for some time was more systemic, is more systemic.
You know, I'm definitely someone who feels it's important to speak up when you hear that and to let people know that I don't agree with that. That's not okay with me.
Ms. Diaz said it's seeing people as people and looking past stereotypes, which is important. The panel also encouraged people to become involved in social justice groups if they want to see cultural change. We'll have more places that you can check out at ktq.com. Jay and Jeanelle.
All right, thank you very much, Dustin.
President Trump invited more than 24 lawmakers and cameras to the White House today for a wide-ranging discussion on immigration reform.
And Montana Senior Senator Jon Tester among those taking part. His office describes the discussion today as a way to strengthen Montana and America's border security. Now, the unusual setting allowed Democrats and Republicans alike to sit down face-to-face and exchange views on immigration. Senator Tester is the ranking member of the Senate Homeland Security Appropriations Subcommittee. That's the subcommittee that sets the funding levels for security and law enforcement along America's northern and southern borders.
Afterward, Tester said beyond asking for more money, the Trump administration has yet to come up with a long-term border security plan.
This meeting will be the beginning of some immigration policy that I think could be very, very positive. In the meantime, we need to get a plan from Homeland Security on how the money is going to be spent that we allocate to them, whether it's for technology, whether it's for physical structures, whether it's for manpower.
And tonight, a late-breaking development in the area of immigration. A federal judge in California now blocking President Trump's action to end the DACA program, the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals.
The judge also said the administration must resume receiving DACA renewal applications.
Well, an 8-year-old Billings girl bravely took the witness stand today to testify against her alleged rapist.
Q2's Asia Gore was in the courtroom to hear the difficult testimony and brings us the details. Asia.
Jay and Jeanelle, clutching her stuffed animal and blanket, the little girl told the jury about the night she was raped. 22-year-old Tristan Morales is on trial in Yellowstone County District Court. Morales allegedly raped the girl in April of last year. But as the courageous young victim testified today, that was not the first time Morales sexually abused her. At one point during the victim's testimony, prosecutors stopped the trial because Morales was apparently making gestures and head nods directed at the girl. The judge warned Morales to stop, and the trial continued. A Billings nurse then testified about how the girl's sexual assault exam yielded little evidence because it was conducted 5 days after the rape. Earlier in the investigation, Morales allegedly admitted to the crime, but blamed the victim's parents for being unaware. The trial resumes tomorrow. It's unclear if Morales will testify. Jay and Jeanelle.
All right, thanks, Asia.
Well, tonight the missing and endangered persons alert for 2 young Billings girls abducted Monday has expired.
But neither the girls nor their non-custodial mother have been found. Billings police say 4-year-old Maya Cleveland and 1-year-old Ryan Cleveland were taken yesterday and are believed still to be in danger. 35-year-old Amanda Dobson, their non-custodial mother, is known to use methamphetamine. She's described as 5 feet 8 inches tall, 165 pounds, with blue eyes and blonde hair.
Police still do not know which direction or what type of vehicle they're traveling in. Anyone with any information is asked to contact Billings police.
On to the weather season and a new season here, Bob.
Yeah.
Any minute now, we have a new storm arriving in the Billings area.
Well, actually, at 9 o'clock, we came under a winter storm warning, and now we're at 10 o'clock, and we're starting to see rain move in. It's just a little too warm for it to change over to snow, and that's the thing. So what's happening here is we're looking at the rain showers. They're just to the north of us. They'll probably be moving in as the night goes on, maybe changing over to snow sometime around maybe 4 o'clock in the morning. In the meantime, here's what we have for you. We have that winter storm warning right in the south central part of Montana. Elsewhere around it, it's a winter weather advisory, a lot of snowfall amounts. Let's take a look at this thing here. We go to the winter storm warning first. That started at 9 o'clock, goes to 11 p.m. Wednesday. Quarterly see maybe 4 to 6 inches of snow with local amounts up to 8 inches of snow out of the storm by Thursday night. Then all around it, we have that winter weather advisory, various amounts of snow in it from 1 to 3 to maybe 4 to 10 inches of snow. And then you'll see here, if it all comes down as rainfall beginning, we'll probably only get about 3 1/4 inches of snow out of it. But if it starts in as snow just very quickly, look at how much snow we can see by the end of Thursday, about 6.5 inches. And then another batch of snow moves in on Friday. That takes us up to 10 1/4 inches. We'll see what happens. Back to you guys.
All right. Thank you, Bob.
Well, search and rescue missions are underway in Southern California tonight following a powerful winter storm that triggered deadly mudslides and flooding.
Authorities say as many as 13 people have been killed, more than 30,000 homes and businesses still without power. Danielle Nottingham has the latest for us from Santa Barbara County, California.
Rescue teams in Southern California airlifted dozens of residents to safety as heavy rains triggered mudslides that destroyed homes and swept away cars.
It was literally a carpet of mud and debris everywhere with huge boulders, rocks, down trees, power lines.
This team in the exclusive Montecito community located a teenage girl who was trapped inside her flooded home for hours.
It is 100% covered in mud.
Other survivors were driven to higher ground.
Pretty crazy stuff. I mean, wasn't really expecting anything of this nature.
Officials here in Santa Barbara County plan to conduct search and rescue missions throughout the night. They're urging people not needed here to stay away.
If they enter a rescue zone and are unauthorized, if they willfully and knowingly enter, they're guilty of a misdemeanor, and the law will be enforced accordingly.
Mudslides also wreaked havoc in the Los Angeles area and shut down portions of the 101 freeway.
The big question that we keep getting is, when will the 101 be open? We're hoping for 48 hours, but it could be longer.
The natural disaster in Southern California comes just a month after devastating wildfires destroyed trees and shrubs that form a natural barrier against mudslides.
I didn't think it could be this bad, and it was.
Cleanup in the region is likely to take weeks. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Santa Barbara County, California.
And thousands of residents were ordered to leave their homes even before the rain started falling.
What a mess down there. Up next on tonight's 10 o'clock news, it's a Montana-made product, forging a legacy on a global scale.
Plus, later, televisions are getting bigger, brighter, and thinner. Check out the latest models.
And in sports tonight, Rockies men and women playing at nationally ranked Carroll. Scott shows us which of the Bears teams earns the win.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Jeanelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with